Man McKinley, we're going to learn a little bit from you because you're going to be telling us about getting money for investments and also real estate, specifically real estate, probably mainly in Texas. I'm glad you're here, John.
Thank you very much, Kenner. It's really an honor to be on your show, and I'm glad I have the opportunity to kind of share some of my over 20 years experience in dealing in the wonderful world of money.
Yeah, I like that. A lot of people here like money. And by the way, as a reminder, all the people, basically all the people here, real estate investors, all accredited. 93% are entrepreneurs, most of which are all over the country. Obviously, we have an office or a couple offices in Texas, so some of the people are from Texas. There'll be somewhere around, 12,000 people, maybe 16,000 people who will get this podcast episode. And we're talking to you, the money man. So let's get right to it. Why you? 20 years. Obviously, we like that. But why you? And why are you here talking to us about money and mortgages, et cetera?
Well, I'm talking with you all because let's be honest, in the world today, one of the best ways that people, the average person that works a job every day, can acquire wealth and really set themselves up to move into the next stage of their life and have a nice substantial retirement is through real estate. And I'll be honest with you, just to kind of give you a little bit of background of where I come from. I got started out in the world of construction.
Oh, whoa, that blows me away. Didn't know that.
Yeah, I used to be an electrician in a former life.
Look at you.
Oh, yeah. In the 90s, I was, working 12, 14 hours a day, wiring new homes and going like crazy. And that's when I really started digging into real estate investing. And I got lucky. And I say lucky now. At the time, it was kind of something I just jumped off the cliff and said, okay, I'm going to go from being an electrician full time to going to work for a local real estate investor here in Houston. And I didn't have any experience at all.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I got involved in that. And I'll be honest with you, that man, he is still a real estate investor today, still does quite well here in Houston. And him and I still do business to this day. And that was in the mid 90s when I connected with him. And he really, really opened my eyes and taught me a lot about the world of real estate investing and the wonderful things you can do with it.
Yeah, there's just no doubt. There's so many benefits to real estate investing. I mean, there's obviously creating wealth, lowering your taxes. Generally speaking, you can do that, by depreciation, et cetera, and bonus depreciation, et cetera, et cetera. And I think most of the people who are watching and listening to this realize that. But we're looking for something, especially because we only have a little bit of time. We try to keep these pretty short, 15-ish minutes. But now, why you? Because I know you have some innovative programs. So let's go into the innovative programs that can add value with the viewers and listeners. So what's the one thing? We'll cut to the chase. What's the one thing that adds value to people who are entrepreneurs, who are all over the country, mainly in Texas, who could really be advantaged by some of your thoughts?
We have multiple things that we offer to real estate investors. I would like to give you two things that I really think set us apart from the competition. The first one is we have a program that I created back in the 2000s called the Investor 100. That is a program that we have in-house where we're going to give you all of the money to buy a distressed single-family property. We're going to give you all of the money to renovate that property, bring it back to like new standards, and you're going to be able to do that without having to have the typical 20 to 25% down payment in the property. And when everything's said and done at the end of the day, you're going to have a minimum of 20% equity in the property once all the renovations are done. You have your tenant inside there, and we transition you to a nice 30-year fixed rate mortgage.
Yeah, well, hold on. I know there's two things, but give me an example. Give me a case study where it's totally worked, because I could see how that would work. Again, we have a lot of people most of our people are commercial property investors, but we also do have some viewers and listeners who are into single family homes. So give me one example, a case example, because that idea totally makes sense. But give me one example where it's totally worked out.
Well, let's take, for example, here, and we'll start with a simple project here. Let's say that a borrower is out there looking for a property and he comes across a distressed property that needs work that a typical loan will not qualify for. And he determines that that property is worth $225,000 after repaired value. Okay, because we're going to base our loans on the after repaired value, which is key today. That's what a lot of people don't understand.
Totally.
A lot of the lending world has backed away from the after repaired value. They like to go off of the acquisition price plus repairs, base your loan amount on that. We still have that product available. So in this example here, we have a $225,000 after repaired value. Well, I'm going to be able to lend people, if they qualify, a total of up to, at the end of the day, when the dust all settles, up to 80% loan to value. Now, there's a big key that people need to understand. There's a two-step process in this because we have the acquisition part where you're acquiring the property, which is the construction loan. That loan right there will give you 75% loan to value on the after repaired value. We keep that additional 5% cushion in there because we have to do a transition financing. We have to do a takeout financing. And guess what? In a lot of cases, when investors really look at it, they want to have enough money to set up an escrow account. So come Christmas time, they don't have to mess around with taxes and insurance.
Totally. I agree.
Yeah. So in this case here, we'll take a $225,000 after repaired value times 80%. That's going to give a borrower $180,000 to work with. And this is where you have to start backing out the math in something like this. The first thing you have to know is, okay, there's 2 closings involved in this process. On average, what are my closing costs going to be? And I'm talking escrows, the whole 9 yards. Typically, when you go in and buy a distressed property, you're paying for everything because you're going in and, let's be honest, you're not paying retail for that property. So I tell people, you take that number there and you minus $15,000. That's going to cover both of your closing costs.
Understood.
That leaves you with $165,000 left. Now, let's say in this example here, you've looked at it, you've done a quick analysis of the repairs, and you go, you know what, Kenner, this is going to cost about $65,000 in repairs. That leaves you with $100,000 to work with. Now, in this example here, even though it needs $65,000 in repairs, if you're able to find a property that you can pick up for $100,000 that has an ARV of $225 and $65,000 in repairs, you better get that thing under contract now. Typically, something like this, what I'm going to see in the Houston area, you're probably looking at about 120, maybe 130 that you could pick something up or property like this up for. Well, in that example there, let's say you could pick the property up for 120. You're going to be out of pocket total maybe $20,000.
I like that. I like the math on that.
Yeah, because that's going to give you everything you need to do the repairs. And I tell people, when you're buying ugly properties, you want to take them and renovate them and bring them up to market standards. I have an investor that I've worked with when I first created the Investor 100 program. He is a fantastic investor. Him and his wife combined own over 15 homes right now. We are wrapping up the second stage of the Investor 100 program right now. And he's taking that property, increased the value dramatically, and actually brought the rental income in the market area, which is right now only about $1,400. Because of what he's done, that market value is now going to be about $1,650 to $1,700 a month is what he's going to be collecting in rent. And people are happy to pay that.
Yeah, that's a good story in itself if you really think about it. So, okay, I like that. That's a very good story. That's a good indication of kind of some of the innovative programs that you've come out with. I like that. All right, so
he also has 25% equity in that property as well.
I was just about to say about the equity. Yeah, okay. So obviously that's a good idea. A lot of our people who are going to view and hear this are going to like that. So now that's number one, remember you said you had two different kind of ideas. What's the second idea? And we're going to wrap a bow around it because I have a good idea relative to the first one. So what's the second idea you were thinking of?
The second thing that we have that sets us apart that nobody else in the industry has, and I don't know if you're able to see on my screen here
Yep.
what I've pulled up. This is called a pass go approval. It has the official seal of approval of the human touch. And what this approval letter means, that nobody else has this type of approval letter. We go through our clients. This is whether you're buying a home for an investment or just buying a home to live in. We thoroughly review everything. We go through that file with a set of human eyes. A real underwriter will sit down and review your file. Once my underwriter's gone through it and we've gotten the items that we need back from you to satisfy what conditions would be needed from you before we've given you this pass go approval letter, we then send you off with a pass go approval letter that gives you testimonials from past clients, testimonials from realtors. Now, this is a sample one that I've created. We call him Nick Test. You can see here he has a maximum purchase price of $708,000 and $708,000.
Yep.
Max loan amount of $637,245. It's a conventional mortgage, 360 months, which is 30 years. 7.5% interest rate is the max.
Yep.
Owner occupied and full doc. But here's what really sets us apart. Now you're digging into this going, here's our lender approval. This is automated underwriting findings from Fannie Mae that have been ran through. We've gone through. We've already satisfied any conditions that Fannie Mae wanted from our borrower. It's already in the file. So all I need from my borrower is a contract, an appraisal, a survey, and clean title. Then, of course, we verified the funds. We provide that documentation here to the other party who's looking at the approval. We even show the client's credit scores.
Yeah, I get it. So basically what you're saying is you're showing one of our prospective, one of our listeners or viewers, you're basically showing, hey, you're going to get 100% financing, quasi 100% financing. I'm going to use that term. And then also you're going to get a pre-approval letter so you can go to investors, or I should say sellers of properties, and say, hey, you've got the background, you've got the track record, you can close, and you're going to be able to close probably pretty quickly because of the package you've put together. Kind of two things, correct?
Correct. Yeah. With the pass go approval, it's as good as cash.
Yeah, I get it.
And in today's times, let's be honest, trying to find distressed property for a very, very good price, if you can't close quickly, you're not getting that deal because somebody else is going to come in and steal it from you.
Yeah, with cash. Yeah, I get it. Wow. Okay. Wow, I like this. So mainly in Texas, you mainly do work in Texas from the sounds of it and looks of it. But I know you can do some business outside. Here's a random question. Can you help some Canadians who are looking to invest in Texas?
Unfortunately, if they're not U.S. citizens, I cannot help them.
Well, okay. I know it's a random question. What about if they are doing a partnership with a person from Texas?
If they are doing a partnership with anybody else in the United States and buying property in Texas, I can help them.
Yeah, gotcha. Okay.
I will be expanding I'm telling people in the next 12 months, I will be expanding to be able to help people and assist people outside the state of Texas. I've really put together a lot of innovative things that I've been working on over the past year that really goes back to giving people something that we've really lost, in my opinion, in this world of computers and technology and the telephone. We've lost that actual human touch. And that's something that we've really taken back to where we have it set up with my company that I'm able to bring people into my office without them leaving their home or their office and be able to sit them down with me and go over their loan, sit down face to face. And I can show you this here. This is once again another test file, but this is literally, I call it another Nick test. I can bring somebody in. They're sitting right here with me. We're both looking at their loan, and we can go over loan options, loan scenarios, and take a look and do all of this in the comfort of their home.
Yeah, I dig it. So how does someone get a hold of you? Let's get ready to close up shop. How does someone get a hold of you if they're interested in, 100% financing and basically having a letter which states are as good as cash?
The best way to get a hold of me is two ways. One is you can call me at 281-851-4963. That is my direct line. If I do not answer and you leave a voicemail, I promise you, I still check my voicemail and I will call you back.
Okay. And the other?
You can also email me at John, JOHN, at John, JOHN, McKinley, MCKINLEY.net.
Awesome, my friend. I bet you're going to get some people who want the two things: 100% financing, also two, making it as good as cash. I think this is. I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you took the time to be on the show, because this is going to be useful to someone who wants to, again, take care of two things. And again, one, have 100% financing for an investment property, and then also two, having it as good as cash, because that letter. I really appreciate you being here. For everyone who's out there listening, viewing, you could be doing a lot of things. Thank you for taking the time to be here. It's been a pleasure. Once again, Kenner French with vastsolutionsgroup.com. Also, this has been the Vast Voice, telling business secrets to entrepreneurs. John and everyone else out there, thank you.
Thank you, Kenner. I appreciate it.
Yeah, that might work out pretty